As the Chief Medical Officer of the NCAA and Chairman of the Board and President of the USTA, Brian Hainline has become fundamental to the safety and improvement of our 520,000 student athletes across the country, as well as many more across the globe. Previously serving as the Chief Medical Officer of the USTA and the US Open Championships, Brian has given more than 25 years to the advancement of sports medicine and to tennis.
Well, I grew up playing tennis in Detroit and was a classic public parks player. I remember finally taking a bus to either Stoughville Park or Palmer Park, and we would hang out, and a bunch of parents were around, and they sort of arranged games for us and got us to tournaments. And then I was able to play in college, got into Notre Dame and played for them and worked my way up to #1 my senior year in singles and doubles. Tennis was great because for so much of the time, especially in the spring and fall, you would either be on campus competing or going to other schools. And it was really a way to get outside of the school environment, get away from some of the pressures of school. And I mean, it really was a lot of fun to be with my teammates. And the collegiate experience was just fantastic for so many different reasons, and not the least of which was just being able to play really high-level competitive tennis.
After a career in collegiate sports, Brian would continue his journey by receiving his MD from the University of Chicago and starting his research in the field of neurology in New York. But it would be years before Brian would realize his true calling in the world of tennis and sports medicine.
You know, I came into sports through medicine almost by accident. The first 6 years of my career in neurology was doing brain tumor research and had nothing to do with sports medicine, sports neurology, or working at the NCAA level. And it was about 6 years into that where I was asked to contribute to a book on drug use in sports, and one thing led to another. And I got a call kind of out of the blue to join the Hospital for Joint Disease as part of New York University and be their director of clinical and sports neurology. And I had no idea what sports neurology even was, but I accepted the position as a challenge. And interestingly, that same year, I got a call from the USTA, from Marshall Happer in particular, the executive director at the time, and he asked if I would be the chief medical officer for the US Open Tennis Championships. And within a span of a few months, the next thing you know, I was doing sports neurology and was the chief medical officer for the US Open. And one thing led to another, and ultimately that began my journey into sports neurology and ultimately becoming chief medical officer of the NCAA.
For Brian, this journey was all about looking at sports not as the goal of winning or losing, but as a catalyst for human development and the advancements of athletes everywhere.
It's been extraordinary to watch him in action because there aren't enough hours in the day to account for how much Brian contributes to our sport.
I think what I'm most passionate about is just looking again at sport as a public health good, because we keep forgetting that sport is about human development. And so when you're looking at sport, it's not just about wins or losses. You're really looking at a long-term journey. But along the way, for athletes, when we really think about it, in the human development, you're learning to be goal-oriented. You're learning to take care of yourself. You're learning how to fall down and pick yourself up. You're learning how to work as a team. You're being protected as a team. And so just that whole concept, I can't emphasize it enough, that sport is so critically important for public health good and for human development.
You know, what is really so impressive about Brian is that he has this intense moral compass, and he's used that moral compass to contribute to tennis being inclusive, ethical, and a great model for sport for America.
He's been a trailblazer in delivering top quality health care and innovative services to the players. His approach goes beyond providing specialty services during the tournament and treating each player holistically and comprehensively. And the level of trust and confidence that our players have in Brian's care is remarkable.
And not only is Brian committed to ensuring that people have access, Brian is committed to ensuring that tennis is safe for all. I want to congratulate Brian on this well-deserved honor tennis in America is better off because of Brian's participation. Tennis around the world is better because Brian has committed so much of his life to elevating the game, and we're just so appreciative, and we couldn't be more fortunate than to have Brian leading the USTA. I just say well done and congratulations.
Congratulations, Brian, on your induction and for everything that you've done with your passion and purpose-led leadership for the sport, for the USTA. You've helped us raise our game throughout the years, and I just personally also want to thank you for your dedication to the health of women and their well-being, both on and off the court.
Brian, congratulations on your induction into this prestigious Tennis Hall of Fame. You're well deserving to be part of its tradition of excellence. Your impact continues to grow stronger and stronger with each passing day, and I can't wait to see what you will achieve next.